Now, let's focus on the closing segment of Friday Night SmackDown. Logan Paul shows up. He's barely liked in his home state. He's just not going to be a babyface. He'll begrudgingly get pops for doing great things in the ring, but he's never going to be that guy who's going to be unanimously loved by the WWE fans. You have to put in the work, and then we will pop for you and respect you accordingly. So he needs one lucky shot to beat Roman Reigns, one lucky punch. So Jey, who was told by his stepdaddy Sami Zayn that you are not to get involved in this segment. Do not touch Logan Paul. Don't attack him. Don't engage him. Jey did the opposite. He went after Logan Paul, super kicked him, beat his ass. Sami says, that's enough. Roman says, stand down, get out of here. Jey shrugs it off and he runs into a knockout punch. Let me clarify something, ladies and gentlemen. The punch absolutely sucked. It did not land, but Jey deserves his money that night for selling as if he got knocked out like a Tyson fight in the early 90s. And then Sami's face was like, oh my God. Roman's gonna kill you, Jey, next week when he comes home on FS1. I like the sell job of Sami believing, oh shit, you done messed up, Jey. He told you not to do this. Logan had a moment too, but the punch was not punching for me.
So I like this. I like the idea of the story that they tried to tell there. It would be better if Logan Paul had, had credibility as a boxer. But I do like the idea of the story that it just takes one lucky shot. I like, because they're not pretending like he's going to go out there and out wrestle him. They're not pretending like he's going to go out there and shock the world by wrestling him. It's going to take a lucky shot. So I do appreciate that aspect. But if you're going to do that, the shot's got to look good. That's the first thing. Secondly, the problem is, man, I don't like how they're doing Jey Uso. That's main event Jey. Main event Jey shouldn't be getting knocked out by Logan Paul. He shouldn't be the guy taking that lucky shot. That should be Sami. Sami should be the guy taking that lucky shot. Regardless of how it happens, that should be Sami getting knocked out, not main event Jey Uso. I get you wanted the reaction and you wanted him to be the defiant one because he's the hothead and he played into that. Well, I'm the hothead. Who knows what I'm going to do? I like that. But it's just main event Jey just has so much energy and juice to it. I hate that he's constantly taking pinfalls or constantly the one taking these big moves or getting knocked out by whoever he's facing. Jimmy's right. That's what Jimmy's for. Like, I know Jimmy wasn't there or whatever the case was, but that's what Jimmy's for. Sami can take those blows, but main event Jey Uso should not be doing that every week, it feels like.
I will disagree for this reason and this reason alone. I feel like they're playing into a dormant dynamic from 2 years ago in that Sami feels like the right-hand man now, the guy that is Roman's ear, the guy that is by his side, that takes directives. And don't forget what Logan said a couple of weeks ago. Who's really the tribal chief here? You, Jey, or Roman? Because Jey was the assertive one. Jey was the one to initiate the attack when Roman told him to stand down. So who's really leading who around here? And Sami playing that dynamic of what Jey played a couple of years ago kind of makes sense. So I can allow the hit that Jey took on Friday because we're telling a bigger story here of who's really the tribal chief and who's really the right-hand man. Is it Sami, is it Jey, or is it Roman?
Well, I can definitely, get with that. And that makes sense. And the story's been solid. So, who am I to question the story? I just wish Jey was more protected. And I do that makes logical sense with him not being the number two. Jey Uso as that, when they had main event Jey, man, they had something. I still think they could. I just wish they would just protect him a little bit more. I feel like he takes every loss whenever they do lose. I feel like he's the one who takes the loss and he's the one who constantly gets this stuff, but it does fit the storyline. So hopefully we'll see what happens next week. This is a story I'm willing to give that 7-day lean to.
that 7-day grace period that I'm giving Liv for 3 more weeks because she has to give me a reason why. I try to be nice to a point, but I will see how it goes because I do feel like they're telling a larger story with Jey, and I can allow him getting hit by Logan Paul because, as we all know, during those Usos matches, Jimmy was the one getting pinned and Roman was looking at him a certain way, like, what the hell is going on here? But now the dynamic has reversed a bit with Jey being the one a bit more hot-headed and Sami being the voice of reason and Roman leaning on Sami a bit more to issue out orders, which was Jey's job just 2 years ago.
Yeah, and you definitely see the dynamic change, and even you even see it with Jimmy. Jimmy is, he's doing songs with Sami. He's doing the dances with Sami. They've got the handshake. Solo is, he's rocking with Sami. So the dynamic is all shifting, and that's kind of what makes the story intriguing because you really don't know what's going to happen. Is this all leading to Jey Uso turning on them all and him being the guy? Is it all leading to Sami? Great storytelling. Intrigue is there. That's a big word we've been using this show. The intrigue is very high for this story.
Yes, intrigue is the word of the day. And I have to shout out Jimmy Uso for borrowing Sami's phrase, "Yes, my dog," and kept a straight face the entire time backstage. I don't know how he did it, my dog. I love that. Now they're on the my dog basis for Jimmy calling Sami that. That was adorable.